Welcome. My name is Dr. Bob Saul, or some people refer to me as Dr. Bob. I am a physician, a pediatrician, and a medical geneticist, a father, a grandfather, a husband, and a citizen. I'm excited to be part of the beloved 7-day experience for the Cornelia Stephanie Media Group. I invite you to turn in other days to hear other experts via the app that you are using today. I hope that you will return on Saturdays, the last 2 Saturdays in October to be specific, as we explore conscious parenting. As I have done every time, let me explain what conscious parenting is. It's a conscious awareness of the learned ability of parents to understand their interactions with their children and to alter their responses to maximize positive responses and to minimize negative responses. Last time I talked about the parental awareness threshold, which is a conscious awareness of the past, present, and hopefully future interactions of a parent with a child. It's understanding where you are in the situation. It's understanding where your child is in the situation, how you're understanding the child's developmental stages on how they're responding to the situation. I see the parental awareness threshold as a yardstick to measure your performance. And it's an awareness that's needed for introspection, which is what I think the whole process of parenting is about. And to me, again, the process of parenting is raising your children to be good citizens, people that take care of each other, people that take care of people that have what they need and people that don't have what they need. So I talked about the parental awareness threshold. We talked about a line. When you're above the line, you're open, you're receptive, you're ready to learn. When you're below the line, you're closed, you're defensive. You're always right because I said so because I'm the parent. And we're human. We're going to be above and below that threshold all the time. The whole point about conscious parenting is just understanding where you are in that process in each interaction. So what I wanted to do today and the 2 other sessions to follow later this month is let's talk about some specific examples. Today, I wanted to talk about between ages 0 to 5. And you might say, wait a minute, 0 to 5, that little infant doesn't understand what's going on and can't process what I'm doing. Well, I would argue with you that that's indeed infants can process things needing that stable, safe, nurturing relationships that parents give them. So a specific example early on is colic or the fussy baby. Babies don't have much of responses to things. So you might just think it's sleeping, eating, and crying, and peeing and pooping. But they respond very well to nurturing and loving. That can be very difficult for a fussy, colicky baby. Parents deal with that in very different ways. Some mothers are dealing with very emotional times after pregnancy anyway. And we have now recognized that postpartum depression is a significant issue and needs to be dealt with very strongly and very emphatically to help the mother and to help the interaction with the baby. So you can say, well, gosh, that baby's still crying and crying, and I just need to let it go, let it sleep for a while, or just let it cry the baby itself to sleep. I think you can do that somewhat. That is for minutes, maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, depending on the situation. But after that, you need to make sure to pick the baby up and provide that warm, nurturing relationship. And that's not just holding the baby. That's providing the cuddling, the love, the nurturing for the baby. And both parents have to be on the same page with this. If it's a 2-parent household, the father and the mother need to be there to help spell each other. It gets very frustrating. You've tried everything. You've changed the diaper. You fed the baby. And you've done everything you can think of, and the baby's still fussy. I wish we knew what caused colic. Most of the time we don't. There's lots of theories about gas and a variety of things. Um, but to be honest, I think most of the time we don't. The good news is babies grow out of it. So it's our job to understand, to be consciously aware that this is a process that a lot of babies have. The baby isn't going to understand this, other than the baby seems to be in some discomfort. So it's our job to understand this and provide the proper nurturing. But again, this is difficult. It's difficult to get above the parental awareness threshold. When your baby's crying, you're tired, you're frazzled, you might be have emotional problems. You need help. And that's the whole point about being consciously aware of where you are. If you need help, seek help. Talk to your healthcare professional. Pediatricians, OBGYNs are used to dealing with these problems. Um, and I spent a lot of time, a lot of counseling time with families, showing them that this was a normal process for some babies and when to expect this and how to sort of nip it at the bud when you can. There are certain times of the day and at night that the babies are more likely to have uh, colicky fussiness. So understanding that and understanding how to respond to these issues is so important. How about if you put your 1-year-old in the high chair? That's you want to start feeding the baby, you're feeding the baby, and the baby just starts throwing the food on the table. Now that seems like such an innocent gesture. I mean, babies, that's just cute for babies. They're starting to explore their understanding. You might be at the end of your rope. It might be the end of the day. You might not have had a good day. Your other children might be fussing, and an innocent pea or other or mashed potatoes on the floor might seem so innocent, but that just might be the straw that broke the camel's back for you. You need to understand that this is a normal exploratory behavior for the child. They're not doing this to get back at you or to aggravate you. And you need to understand this ahead of time. So when it happens, you can anticipate it and try to change things around. I mean, if anticipating it means don't leave the food where the can get to it and throw it, if you're going to then walk away, that might be what you need to do. If you're going to sit there with the child while he or she's doing something with the food, uh, expect that's some of that's going to happen. But again, you can anticipate and give the child the food rather than just letting them pick it up with their hands and throwing it. So you need to sort of be consciously aware of what's happening, what will be happening in that situation, and know that if you're frazzled because the child threw the food on the floor, that it's a normal behavior for the child, and it's a normal behavior for you to be irritated, but you do not want to express that irritation to the child because that does not make any sense to the child. One other quick situation is temper tantrums. Well, that's actually not a quick situation because we might spend more time on that next time, because children have temper tantrums between ages 2 and 5. And remember that who is the audience for the temper tantrum? The parents. The child wants the parental behavior to change, and that's what a temper tantrum will do if you respond to it. It's important to, as best you can, ignore a temper tantrum and let it run its course. That is hard when you're frazzled, when you're irritated, when it's the end of the day or everyone's tired. You need to sort of anticipate that situation. And since we're running out of time, I think I'm going to spend more time talking about temper tantrums next time, because that is a significant issue and one that a lot of parents don't understand. So I hope you'll join me again the last 2 Saturdays in uh, October at this same time slot. What can you do in the interim? I would encourage you to go to the Cornelia Stephanie Media Group app, go to the directory, go to the influencers at the top, search my name, and buy a copy of Conscious Parenting. It'll help us going forward, and it's a quick read, and I think it'll help you. I hope that you have a great week. Please take care of each other. Thank you.